Hello humans, I'm Alistair, and today, what am I doing? Well, this is going to be the first freaking video I ever make, but it's going to be a simple thing in Python. As you can see, I have the command prompt up here, so I can run Python scripts or something. And here I have Sublime Text. It's the text editor that I use. You can use anything you like, even if you really wanted to. You could just, don't mind that. If you really wanted to, you could just, here, we could just open up Notepad, really, and we could just type stuff in and save it as a Python file, which means that it has a .py at the end of the file name. Or you could get Notepad++. That's a good thing for Windows. If you have a Windows computer, you can use Notepad++. It's pretty good. I'm using Sublime Text. It doesn't really matter. For this thing we're going to do, I'm going to call this guessing game.py. I'm going to save that to my desktop. What am I doing? Well, I'll tell you now, my good friend. We're going to make a very simple guessing game in Python. It's not going to be that complicated. It's just going to loop until the user guesses the correct name. Well, not name, guesses the correct number. And I guess maybe if they get it wrong, it'll go higher or lower. So what we want to do for that is, first we want to import something. So we'll go from random import random integer. That's randint. So what we're doing right here is we're telling Python, look for the file random, and from that look for the function called random integer, and we're going to put that into our file. Anyways, what we want to do is we need it to calculate a random number. We'll have it be from ranges 1 through 10. I'm just going to put that in a comment so I remember that's our range. And what we're going to do is the number, that's what I'm just going to call it, is going to be rand integer from 1 to 10. So what this means is that it's going to get a number between 1 and 10. And I'm not sure if it'll include 10. Give me a second. I'll see if this actually what we want to do. We're gonna test if this works. So I'm gonna save that. And in here I'm gonna type in oh, give me a second. I wasn't in my right folder. But anyhow, to test this, I'm going to go to guessing game.py. Just want to. Okay, 5. Look. So we ran this, and it made a random, and it called a random integer. It made it from the range of 1 to 10. Let's try it again. We got 6, 4, 7, 3, 3, 8, 9, 5, 4, 9. Oh, yeah. So you can see that the random number works. So that's how we're going to get a random number. What we're going to do next is, here we'll have something like user guess equals. We're going to start off the value of user guess. So the guess of the user is going to be stored in this. And what we're going to do, actually, I want to convert that to, no, it's fine. No, yeah, I will. I will convert this to a string. So what I'm doing is I'm encapsulating, that's an interesting word, the random integer call, and I'm going to convert it to a string. A string is something that's in 2 double quotes or 2 single quotes. That's not in the single quotes, Alistair, you're doof. And a string can contain numbers, letters, characters, letters of the alphabet, all that fun stuff. Yeah, so after that, what we're going to do is we're going to enter a while loop. So it's going to be while user guess does not equal number. So what this is saying is, I'm just gonna near something. Don't worry about that. So, what this is saying is, it's checking this condition. Now this is called a condition. It's saying, all right, since we start off with this equaling nothing, quote unquote, since while this is not equal to whatever random number we have, like say like 5, then we will do all the code right here in the something. But it's not actually going to be something because that would bring up an error. So what we're going to do is we're going to have user guess equal inputs. Now what this will do is it will get the input from the user and store it into the user guess variable. Now these are called variables, just so you know. And input, we're going to say guess, or here, first off we'll print what guess my number it is. No, it would be something like, what is my number? It's from 1 to 10, just so that the user knows. And go guess. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Anyways, this will bring this up, and while it's asking for the input. And after that, we're going to say if yeah, for this I'm just gonna ink boink boink. So that's I'm gonna keep it as a number actually. So what this is gonna user guess is less than number and higher. So what this is saying is so first off we're converting the guess of the user for what number it is into an integer, a number. So a negative number from negative infinity to positive infinity, but it is not a real number such as 4.5 or 4.3 or 1 point or 3.14, you know, but there isn't letters there, but you know what I'm talking about, hopefully. If you're confused, you can leave a comment in the comment section below or something. Anyways, so what we're checking is to see if the value of the guess is lower than the number, in which case we say that the number is higher, and if integer user guess is higher than number, we'll print lower. And I think what we'll do is good job. Okay, so what I did here is now we are outside of the while loop. Now you might be wondering, Alistair, how do we know that we are outside of the while loop? Well, Python tells if you're inside of an if statement or something, or a while loop, by the number of indents, the number of tabs or spaces. I use tabs because I feel it's more efficient and it's easier to read. That's just a personal preference, but in any case, what this says is, since I have all these single indents, for these little commands, it says, oh yeah, this is inside of the while loop. But when I have an if statement, I have to have statements in that, so I add another indent, and This tells it that this print is only inside of this if statement. So it will only be executed if the condition, this guy, is true. Alright? So, what this should look like is it's going to keep asking me for a number and telling me if the number is higher or lower until I get it. And then afterwards down here I'll go, good job, and then it'll say my number is, and then convert the actual number to a string and add it to the number. So it'll say my number is, my number. Okay, let's test this out, shall we? So, start that. What is my number? It's a number through 1 through 10. Let's go 5. Lower. Let's go 1. Huh. That's interessante. Muy interesante. Oh, lower. Well, that's interesting. So, I think we've encountered a bug. Yeah. Alright, kids. We have found a bug. Give me a second. Here, let's give it. Yeah, there we go. Made an error. So, you might be wondering, Alistair, what the heck happened there? Well, we guessed the correct, number, but it didn't stop, which I don't like. A while loop, how it's supposed to work is that at the point of this condition becoming false, in which case it would have been the guess of the user becoming the same value as the number. Oh, I see. I read ya. So, see, we were taking this as a number, but obviously, as Python, and as I know, a string is completely different from a number. So, this number, this string that has the number 1 in it, is completely different from the number 1, okay? So, we're just gonna be comparing the string of the number for this. So at this point, the problem we were having is that it was comparing a string number to an actual number, and it was like, these are two different things, they're not equal. So at this point, it should be, oh yeah, this is our actual number. So let's see, what is the number? I'm gonna go 10, lower, 1, higher, 5, higher, 8. Good job. My number was 8. Look at that. Look at that. We made a little program. So I think that's all I'm going to do for this. Yeah, so what did we learn in this little thing? Well, we learned that the random integer function gets a random number from x to y, so it's a range, okay? And another thing is we looked a little bit at how printing works, I guess, though I never really explained it. It just puts this text onto the screen, really. We looked at making variables, though I never explained it. I'm sorry about that. We looked at while loops, if statements a little bit, and we made a little guessing game with numbers. Isn't that amazing? Not really. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. And you know what? I'll see you in the next program. What? Goodbye.